There we go.
I don't know why it deleted all my settings for these. It's supposed to automatically record. All right. So anyway, let me send this to you guys. Fit 6 nutrition, week 1 introduction. Drop it in the chat. Summer shred. There it is. Okay. All right. So basically what we're going to do, none of you really need this actually, because you've done this with me before, but for the sake of everybody else, we can pull it up and talk about it. So basically, this first one's going to be real quick. It's partly because it's Mother's Day, but also partly because it's the first one. I kind of want to get people accustomed to kind of how things run, because we have a lot of people who've never done one of these with me before. So, and there's a lot to go over. So we're going to break it up and make it a lot smaller. So first thing we're going to do is kind of talk about, just like you can read through this on your own. This first week, you're going to do, what do you want? So basically set some goals. You can use this worksheet, the second page of the worksheet I just sent, to set some goals. And then the third page is kind of like a refining it and narrowing down kind of more of what you want specifically. And then the overview page is kind of like what we're looking at for people who aren't on this call. So yeah, I expected more. I didn't really know how I was going to do this, but let Wendy connect and then we'll go. Wendy, you here?
Is
Okay.
she on?
You might not have speaker on or something.
I can't make it stay.
Hello, Stephanie.
Hello.
Do you have COVID?
No, why do I sound sick?
No.
Or somebody has COVID?
Yeah, why are you asking that?
You
What did I
suspicious?
ask her that, you mean?
Well, yes.
I'm laying in my bed.
I wish I was.
She's enjoying her Mother's Day.
Yes.
I did exactly what I said I would be doing.
Breakfast.
Nice. I'm excited to join you in the same activities after this.
Okay.
Okay, so I'm trying to make this something that people can read in addition to and follow along. So Stephanie and Wendy, basically this session and this week is about setting goals and kind of trying to get people's minds right, and the worksheets will kind of deal with that. What I did want to talk about in the meeting, so that everyone kind of understands how it's going to work, is the overview. So this first week it's 8 weeks, not 7. I added the first week because I remembered from our Fit Sixes last, I don't remember when we did that, February?
I think so.
Somewhere around in February. I felt like there would have been a more clear direction for some of the people who participated in that if they had dealt with why they were even on this phone call / in this group. So hopefully the worksheets about your why are going to set the stage for that. So that's this week, and I'm actually going to send out a podcast that I want everyone to listen to over the week before we meet next week. And I think every week I'm going to have some kind of like tiny little lesson blurb. Then we'll talk about the nutrition component that we'll be addressing in the upcoming week. And then I'll leave people with some homework, and we can answer questions and answers at the end of the call. It should be done in less than an hour. So for week 1, it's basically defining your goals and kind of understanding your why are you here. Excuse me. Week 2 is quality versus quantity kind of discussion. Week 3 is lazy macros. Week 4 is hand portion control. Week 5 is meal prepping. Week 6 is macros and micros. Supplements is week 7, and then 8 is nutrient timing. The way I envision this going for most people is every week that in my mind, this kind of makes the most logical sense on how the layers of nutrition would kind of build on each other. Similar to CrossFit, right? You have an air squat, then you have a back squat, then you have an overhead squat, then you have a squat snatch, right? There's fundamental things that you kind of need to understand before you start to layer on more complex stuff. And so as we progress through the next 8 weeks, for those of you that aren't on this call, this is essentially like you're learning, right? And when you kind of reach one of these levels, that's kind of like, hey, that's a little big of a stretch for me. I'm not quite ready for that. You just kind of hang out with where you are comfortable with, and then you stay consistent with that. And we're going to revisit that theme every single week, consistent with whatever that is and your habits and stuff. And my goal is to kind of answer the question. I don't want to answer people's questions in the sense that like, what is a macro? And macro is this. I want to kind of give people the answers to the questions, or I want to help them understand, all of you people who are listening to this, understand deeper kind of principles about this stuff so you can answer your own questions. Like, why don't you understand what that question is, kind of a thing. So I want to kind of address that stuff. I wrote a lot of stuff that I've probably already said to you guys, and it's weird talking to people that aren't here, but at the very minimum, I don't want any people that are on this call or in this group to kind of be exactly where you are today in 8 weeks. Hopefully you'll learn a few things. We'll talk about being realistic when we review our goals next week. Some of my notes. I was angry when I wrote this one. I don't want to have this conversation and this discussion with the same people a year from now. This conversation needs to evolve. Anyway, so that's kind of the gist of it. Like, set some goals this week. Listen to the podcast. That's the kind of general overview. Hopefully next week we'll have more people so that there's more discussion happening, but that's kind of it. Do you guys have any things that you want to address before we shut it down for Mother's Day?
No.
I have a question. But Jenny, do you have a question? Is your hand up? No.
No, but I was really looking forward to our hour-long Zoom meetings.
I am certain that they will come back. I'm sure of it.
Can we make it an hour long? Because Eitan's with the kids and I told him that I need an hour.
Just pretend
I
you're
mean,
on
I
a
could-
call.
Yeah, I could leave the meeting open and you guys can just hang out with each other.
Just stop the recording.
Yeah.
I have a real question, like an actual
right.
question relevant to people. So,
Hit me.
full disclosure, I didn't read your packet yet, but I will.
I just sent it, so no big deal.
Okay. But like overall, I know I've done this many, many times. What is to be expected of myself over the next 8 weeks? Like, are we doing each of these things, like practicing a particular skill set or the thing that we're focusing on and learning? And then I will apply that to how my nutrition is done over the course of this 8 weeks. Like, and sorry if you already said this, I'm trying to envision what this actually involves over the next 8 weeks.
No, it's a good question. And I basically I want to take people with wherever they're at with their nutrition habits. So I have some people that are being very diligent about tracking their macros pretty consistently, and trying to eat all of the right things and doing their best to like make some pretty serious change. And then I'm sure in the group that especially in the group of people I added today, I don't really know them very well at all. They're several Muddy Souls Pilates ladies. So I have no idea where people are at in that sense. So basically, like when we do week 1, it's all about the quality, excuse me. So for like people who are tracking their macros, they're going to relook at the foods that they're eating and consuming on a regular basis, and like real food first from the first round of Fit Sixes. Like that's going to be the theme. Like they're going to try and check off 3 meals a day that meets the real food first kind of mentality. and then they continue doing whatever tracking they're doing or whatever that is. Some people don't ever want to take it there, and that's fine. And that's kind of the idea. It's going to make it a little bit more challenging because you have to kind of speak it, tailor it for multiple levels of commitment and understanding at the same time. But that's fine. That's why we're all here.
So
We can help.
So everybody, like all the new people that haven't met you before, people that haven't done this before, they should look at this today, or start of this is probably figure out what do they want out of the next 8 weeks? What was their point of them being interested in this in the first place? And what is a realistic goal to, or like thing to work toward over the next 8 weeks? Because if one is education versus like, how can I refine my already probably like 95% pretty good behavior to be 99%? Like that's a different exercise depending on which person we're talking about.
Correct. So I don't think most people are there, but we can address that also. Page 2 of the packet is literally what do you want?
Oh, okay. I'll read it.
And then
Thanks.
And then page 3 is literally start with why, and then it basically talks about refining it to something a little bit more specific.
Like achievable.
Not necessarily achievable, because I anticipate that I'm going to get a lot of people saying things like I wrote in the thing, like, I want to lose weight. Well, do you really want to lose weight, or do you want to lose weight because of the way you like it, the way it makes you feel or look? Okay, well, or look. Then, well, the way that it makes you look makes you like the way that makes you feel. The way you like that makes you feel gives you self-confidence in doing this, that, and the other, right? There's this whole why. I think I called it the 5 why exercise or something. I don't know. So setting those goals is going to look a lot different for different people. Some people are going to have very specific, like observable, measurable, and repeatable goals. Like, I want to lose 10 pounds by the end of this, or whatever it is, or 8 pounds, 1 pound a week. Other people are just going to say, I want to learn how to count macros. So it's going to be very individualized.
Okay.
For someone like, yeah, I'll just leave it there. Anything else?
Oh,
Cool.
wait, I have something.
Go for it.
Oh, okay. So for next week, I need to do the first week of the packet.
The packet that I just gave you, yes.
Yes. Okay.
For those, I don't know why WhatsApp doesn't let people who join the chat later see what's been starred before they come, because clearly that's something that whoever runs that chat wants those people to see. But anyway, the nutrition book lit that first pass I made a week or two ago, I'm just basically going to fluff that up a little bit. Like, I'm going to put some filler in there, some stuff to read between things. And that's like, this is the beginning of the new book, basically. So, if you were on that chat when that was distributed, you have a sense of where this is headed. So Stephanie and Jenny, if you want to be a little bit more specific, because you guys are already down towards like step number 6, we can talk about stuff a little bit more later. Okay.
Jenny, what happened to Aton?
But I was about to say, I did budget 12 more minutes for this.
Take a wild guess where he went.
Volleyball.
No,
Yeah.
closer in the house.
The bathroom. Fortunately, my kids are old enough to leave on the couch unattended.
What did you do for Mother's? Oh, so I was saying 12 minutes. I got 12 minutes left. 11 minutes left. What did you guys do for your Mother's Day? Jenny and Stephanie. Who else is on here? Look at all these people. Look at those moms. What did you do for your mom, Nami? Did you give her a call?
That's why I was late. I was on the FaceTime with the mom.
Awesome. My mom got to do a CrossFit workout this morning.
Woo!
Hey. And I live to tell about it.
Did you enjoy yourself this whole semifinals? Enjoy yourself may not be the right word.
Enjoy? I survived.
That's
I
good.
learned.
You learned something?
Mhm.
What did you learn?
I learned how to try to go fast on certain things. And then I don't do anything fast.
Well, now you know how.
And now I know how. Because one of the workouts I couldn't do movement number 2, so movement number 1 was a tie break time. You had to do a tie break time, so I had to go as fast as I could on those few little movements, few reps.
We had to restart that workout 3 times because she wouldn't move fast enough.
Hey, at least you could try it 3 times in the same day.
Yeah.
Yeah, because it wasn't out of the realm of possibilities. Anyway, I'm really tired and I want to go to bed.
That's what happens when you stay out till 10 p.m. the night before a competition, Mom.
Oh yeah, William, waiting for my
Oh.
dinner to come.
10 p.m.
Yes.
Wow.
We went out to eat after Melissa's graduation yesterday, and the food was low.
It was really slow.
Oh, that's miserable when you're sleepy at the table, when you wanted it to have already been served and you
Yes.
don't even want it anymore.
No, you don't. You just want to go home. So you
Mhm.
eat. Oh, I left them at the table.
I wanted it. It was good.
Did you take the nachos home or leave them there?
Left them there. That was a waste of food. I'm sad.
Yeah.
Nachos don't really taste good when you bring them home, and unless you put them on the air fryer or something.
Kelly, do you have any questions? Wendy?
Wendy left.
Hey,
We've-
hi, no, I'm here. I'm here. Just that my house gets loud. We have a bird screaming, then my dogs, my other dog. It's just crazy. So I like to mute myself. I don't have questions. I got
Do
everything.
you have a
I think
general
I'm-
overview of what we're doing?
Yeah. I
Okay.
think I had a head start on my clean eating,
Sure.
so I think I'm on the right track. I hope I keep going. It's hard though.
We'll talk about
It's
that.
really hard.
The podcast I'm going to have you guys listen to this week kind of talks about what I interpret your, not hesitations, but what's the word? Whatever the word, the feeling I sensed behind the way you were saying that. Starts with a P? No, a T. Not hesitating. I don't know. It sounds like you're a little worried back
Yeah.
there.
You know what? I've been doing this and I thought to myself, okay, I've been strict with eating clean. I deserve 1 cheat day a week. And so I started doing that. And it kind of set me back because now I'm craving stuff that I wasn't when I was being strict about it.
Yeah.
So I'm like, oh, that's
Part
why.
of thank you for bringing up the one of the other things that we're going to, besides consistency, we're looking at things that you can be consistent with, i.e. sustainable habits. So like, it's great that if you you do super strict eating for 6 weeks, but it's not super great if it's not something you could continue doing afterwards, or a shade of it. So one of the reasons why we're going to kind of ease our way into this is we want to make sure that it is something that you can consistently do, and you don't feel like the need that you have to cheat, because I don't necessarily like calling food cheating. Doesn't set up a great relationship with it, but more so it means like you're probably restricting yourself too much. So we'll talk about that as we kind of move through this.
He's going nuts.
Who is Artie?
No, there's a bird taking a bird bath and the whole window is wet. He is flinging water everywhere. The fountain's going to be empty.
Abby wanted me to show you guys something real quick. Hold on.
Let's see it. Oh,
She's making sure she's getting her protein in.
Good job. Oh my gosh.
We just buy protein shakes at Costco. So she can also make protein shakes.
yeah. I
Yum.
live on cakes.
Yeah. Say hi.
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 I got nothing else.
I
Maybe
want
Maybe
to know.
spend the next 34 minutes that you maybe had planned on being on a call, listening to the beginning of the podcast. Oh,
Oh, I'm here.
reviewing the worksheet you sent.
yeah, or yeah, starting on that. That's a good idea.
Get
I want
started.
to know
Oh,
if
what do I want you to do first? Yeah, I want you to do the worksheet first and then listen to the podcast. What, B?
I want to know if Kelly has questions.
Oh,
I'm sure she's secretly texting Melissa like,
Not? No, Melissa, I don't have any questions at this time. Thank you for asking.
Wait, this is how the Zoom meetings. Kelly, I haven't heard from you yet. Do you have any questions?
Mhm.
Yeah, could you please turn your video on so I know that you're.
Yeah. I turned mine on, so you have to turn yours on.
Look at that.
I'm trying.
That's a background. That's not her. There she is.
Well,
Hi.
can you
Hi.
say again what the podcast is?
What?
Can you
Hmm?
say what the podcast is you want us to listen to?
I'm going to put it in the chat. And I'm going to put a Android and Apple friendly link this time. So in case anyone has trouble opening it, they don't. Makes it easier. Okay, bye.
Okay, goodbye.
Bye, guys. Happy Mother's
Bye.
Day.
Happy Mother's Day.
Bye.
Oops.
Wait, B, hold on.
Oh, okay.